Yeah, well, I mean, Dreadbark will greet the branch witch with all.
Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
Sorry, Emily didn't take a key with her. Right, sorry, Dreadbark, you were saying.
Okay. Dreadbark will, I guess, greet the branch witch at the appropriate ceremony and ask what she knows of corruption and whether she knows any of the Sylvaneth that gone after it.
Okay, give me a 3-1 guile test. Nice. Nice. You would have passed that even if you weren't Sylvaneth, so that's good. So she turns to you in a kind of a sneering, resentful way. Says, what happened here? The same thing that has happened to the entire Goulmane. Greywater poison. Too vile for anyone to cleanse. Leaked into the water. The roots drank deep before we even realized. And she goes, as for my brethren, if they cannot cure the symptom, they must excise the source. The Wargrove marches to sever the treacherous branch that reaches into our lands and steals our dryads.
This treacherous branch.
The branch that is Greywater fastness and its populace.
Whoa, now that's a little problematic there. It's just really escalated somewhat.
That's more of a whole tree than a branch.
This has gone pretty genocidal pretty quickly.
Escalated very quickly.
Surely the city of Greywater fastness industry predates this recent infection, no? Seems like a very costly way to deal with a specific problem, to declare war on a whole city.
She raises a clawed finger pointing at the destroyed Soulgrove pods. Says, tell me, brother, how would you react if your clan's Lementari were destroyed by an enemy who did not even realize they were doing it? Because of their arrogance and their industry, the Sylvaneth here shall die.
I dare say it's quite arrogant to declare the death of an entire city for something that was unintentional. There's got to be another way. If you attack the city, not only will thousands die in the city, but any of your own as well.
Vargi, roll a mind guile test.
BN4?
Yes.
Oh!
So yeah, so Green Ash just like shakes her head as you're speaking and just says, like, we Sylvaneth perish under the poisons of this city, and they simply benefit and grow and become more powerful, destroy more of this land. Tell me how it will end otherwise, without bloodshed.
We could start with trying diplomacy, or identifying the source and working to excise it, like a scalpel, and less like a destruction of an entire forest.
That has been tried before. The destruction of this soul grove is too much for the Sylvaneth to bear. And then she points to Chardew and says, Llaradoc himself, the one who does not raise violence against enemies, even he is seemingly broken by this. And
I don't pretend to understand your grief, but you have allies now from a range of races, all come to end this nightmare. Maybe we can make it different this time.
So, as she turns to look from Chardew to you, she snarls, and then she has like a shrieking noise that echoes and reverberates, and the sort of where you recognise it's also happening in the spirit song as well, which almost pains your head so much you almost feel like you're about to fall to your knees. And she says, "Enough of this! I tire of your guests, Llaradoc. I came for you alone. It is time to finish this war. This war hiding behind a false peace. This war we have been losing season after season. The clan needs you. Sing battle again, and your exile shall end." Chardew's talons flex. His sigh is a wind whistling through ruins. And he says, "No." The branch witch's trembling stops. Slowly, as if straining against an immeasurable force, she clutches her head in her hands. "I had hoped. But we have lost. Lost you, too." Her voice becomes even harsher and spite-filled. "Lost the grove. Lost the mere. Lost all the Lementiri." Her growl is barely intelligible as she gazes directly at Chardew. "But not yours." Then she draws her scythe to harvest the traitor's soul.
Uh-oh.
Roll initiative.
Jesus.
Oh shit.
Oh, we really gave diplomacy a good go there, lads.
Mhm.
Oh, look,
We don't often try it. It's always disappointing when it's not rewarded.
that was eloquent as Vargi's ever been. Oh well. Well, do it yourself.
Let me look at all the 98 different abilities written into Daryl's.
Make sure you
talent.
ping them all into chat in a row just to remind us.
Yeah, I should probably do that. All of them. Every single one.
If you could do some sort of like flowchart as well, that'd be pretty good.
You set a macro and just have them all deploy in one click.
Just trying to. Basically, I want to know if any of them give you like.
Oh, he does that thing where he does the little tendon snappy nonsense, doesn't he? That's quite mean. Horrible and great.
Sever your tendons and muscles. Your enemy's tendons and muscles. Preventing them from escaping. If you roll a 6 on an attack with a slashing weapon, the target's not prone. and anytime they move the remainder of the combat, they suffer 1 damage, ignoring armor.
It's just horrible.
That's horrendous.
Brutal.
Okay, I've moved you in here. So, as she starts to attack, the mere sprites also descend from the surrounding trees. I need to just change that. So, initiative to Arden.
Have we come across these little things before, perhaps last week or anything? Do we know anything about them? Or we?
You saw them before in the Goulmere, but you didn't fight them. One per party member.
They ring no bells to me.
They're like will-o-wisps, I imagine. The will o' the wisps. Go on then, initiative to Arden, please.
Lovely. Okie dokie. The big one, that's the mean old knife wielding.
That's the branch witch, yes.
Nice.
The branch witch.
Well, you know, been done a million times before, but why not? Let's sprout an old volcano on that fire. I'm not really volcano really made out of wood yet. This whole campaign. I feel like this is the time. So yeah, let's summon a searing volcano to destroy this zone here. This middle zone with the big dude inside it, the big lady. Yeah, that happens. Always love that. Always keep looking at the DN check. And then I will, of course, following that display of great drama and chant a saga of how we doing? How are we looking? Turn 1. Let's get some hits in. So I'll do a saga of enmity. Boost everyone's melee accuracy.
Okay.
1 moment for roll. Here we go. 5-1. Here we go. Lovely. Success.
Ooh.
Everyone has. I mean, annoyingly, it doesn't. 1 success, 3 successes. That one, it doesn't really do much more, which is always a shame. But everyone's melee accuracy has increased by 1.
1 step.
And that's
how many turns?
to my next turn. So we're all good. Seems to be able to.
What's the branch witch called again?
Green Ash.
Green Ash. All right. It's Vargi's turn.
Yeah.
Vargi spins the barrels and aims for the head.
Fine. Defense is average.
Average, okay.
Yeah, +1 accuracy.
I am currently at superb. Average goes up to great, so I'm hitting on 3s.
Just want to do a volcano.
Yeah.
Okay.
That becomes 3 successes for a total of 5 damage.
Okay. 2 armor down to 3 damage total.
And then rinse and repeat. You're now stunned.
Okay.
Oh, and are either of these little gribblies within close range?
Yeah. Say 1 is, so one of them just gets pounded.
Sweet. And this time, I will aim for the legs. I need to double check, 'cause I'm pretty sure that can knock you down. Bye-bye, caller. Finding rules under pressure.
If they're holding, they're already on standby. But you know.
Right, defense increases 1 step. If attack deals damage, target is knocked prone.
Mm-hmm.
So that will make it superb against good, so still 2s. And this time it'll be 5 successes for 7 damage with 1 piercing. So I call it 8 damage.
She's dead.
Oh, fuck.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, now we feel
What?
Well, you know, it was a pretty cool plan in which she'd be stuck in the volcano then for 2 turns.
Yeah, I don't know. Volcano isn't actually useful.
Well, I was trying.
You bloody were actually. Yeah. I love
I've never pulled that trick before. I thought it was gonna be really cool.
Yeah, it was more of a Vargi just being like, okay, fine.
just like hoses. I like the cannon to be like so.
executed.
He just fucking hoses through her legs that just splinter, and she falls into the volcano.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Does Dreadbark like seeing a fellow Sylvaneth getting blasted away and put into a volcano?
That was Alex speaking. Obviously,
I know. I'm just asking because I was happy to have 2 Sylvaneth in the party for this kind of Sylvaneth anti-Sylvaneth stuff, but we never seem to get 2 in the same room.
well, I imagine Gougethorn would basically have just done done what was seemed necessary to for their survival and their immediate kind of comrade survival, especially if it involved violent killing. So had it got to their turn, I imagine they would have gone hard and dealt with any feelings about it afterwards. Dreadbark never really got to interact in the diplomatic side, but definitely wouldn't have been comfortable lifting a hand. Well, he's not immediately. I imagine I would have he's not happy at all. This didn't really have a chance to go and kind of mobilize Charge-U, although Charge-U, my feeling is that the what triggered the fight was that Charge-U didn't join forces with this Branchwych.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Dreadbark really likes Charge-U, really respects Charge-U, and probably would have kind of been orbiting around Charge-U and trying to protect him or act with him or whatever in this fight. But given that Charge-U took a step back and Branchwych went bonkers, he probably would have been stunned and then eventually tried to fight the Branchwych with the rest of the party. But as it turned out,
as it turned out, Vargi was like, well, I tried diplomacy.
Ethematic volley gun go brr. Yeah.
Cool. I told you there's only one talent you need. Being a Karajon Overlord. Getting the best armor and weapons in the game.
It's only made possible by the relentless buff factory of our party. Otherwise, it would be good, but with these constant increase in accuracy and usually damage as well, it becomes kind of silly.
You even get to buff you that turn?
Yeah.
Well, you can kill these. You can kill these mere spites. Spites. Klaus, if you want.
Yeah.
Initiative 5, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought she'd be tougher.
Molten Gazen.
Only 8 wounds, 2 toughness. He's more of a spellcaster.
Mm.
Actually, the Mist Sprites have a initiative 7, so I probably should have done them already. But Klaus, you doing anything?
Yeah, I'll Molten Gaze.
Okay.
There's on the left, the two there. It targets up to 3.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be in the same zone, do you?
Okay.
Well, there you
Good
go.
long range. Yeah, nice.
4 successes.
Oh, nice.
So 4 damage each. Oh no, additional, so it's 3 damage. No. Yes.
He's up to 3 targets. Targets plural. The targets suffer 1 damage.
You've got 2 extra successes, so it's 1 plus 2.
4 damage. The 4 damage for each of them.
No, because you needed to get 5-2 to do just 1 damage, and then you've got 2 extra successes on top of that, so it's 2 extra plus the 1. But it's fine because you just Molten Gazed them to death.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And then this one fucks off. It's fine.
That's the flamethrower attachment for my rifle. Underbarrel flamethrower.
Oh, you're an orc. You've got a combi scorcher.
Klaus takes off his mask, reveals he's actually an orc this entire time. Alright, boys!
He's a cruel boy. He's a gob splitter.
I'm a metally boy.
What is it? Gob splitter? Gut ripper?
Weird boy.
Oh yeah, Gut Ripper. All the Cruel Boys units just really have gross names.
Actually,
Swamp caller.
He's the Dawn of War 3 campaign yesterday.
Oh,
All good
really?
orc bits in that.
Surprised anyone's done that.
Yeah, I'm on one of the like 9.5% apparently on Steam.
That is low.
Well, Combative Heroes 3 comes out next week, so you can keep going with the RTS.
Yeah, Shogun 2 as well.
Oh, I fucking love Shogun.
Shogun 2 is great.
Shogun 2 is one of my favourite.
I could go back and play that.
I think you'll find someone's name in those credits.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you?
Really?
I think I'm in there for QA. I think I'm in there. I might not be. I was. Yeah, good. So you're welcome for all my hard work.
Oh well, see you bastards.
Appreciate it.
Anyway,
That's all the enemy dead.
so the Dreadbark has his tasty snack. Sylvaneth pizza. Mushroom pizza.
I don't think I'd want to eat that. I think it probably would kill you.
Alex, I like how you've got all your paint pots set up already.
They're still wrapped in cling film.
Oh right.
But halfway through taking stuff out.
So after Green Ash falls, Chardew stands by her corpse. And again, just seems to be in quiet contemplativeness as his despair goes up once again.
Quite concerned about it. Chardew has some kind of mental breakdown. A, be a really difficult fight. B, significantly emotionally affecting the Dreadbark.
We have a therapy role. Therapy skill.
Just line him up in front of the volley gun. Good night.
Faces against the wall.
This will stop you hurting.
you have a chance to rest, but you don't need to. So eventually, after perhaps does anyone want to talk to Chardew at all? Does anybody after this? Because he won't
What's
move unless
Chardew
you
doing? Just sort of mourning over the body.
Are we actually going to have a conversation with him, or are we going to ask him a question and he's going to sit there and ponder for a month? You know, he does that, doesn't he?
I think Vargi would probably approach him and be like, I'm sorry for what had to be done there, Chardew. I hope you understand that there was no choice.
You actually missed quite a few philosophical debates with Chardew last session. And I think one of the things he said... Did he say that? I think? Can't remember. Well, anyway, I think he repeats another one he said previously. He says, there is always choice, but perhaps only for ones such as me. Because he previously contemplated because when you went through this like Shaishi corrupted grove and all these ghosts came out, he normally just walks straight through the forest and the ghosts can't even touch him because he's so strong, which made him like contemplate the fact that he is allowed to be pacifist because he is who he is, and it's like a privilege that not everyone can afford. So he's sort of struggling with this, like, he wouldn't have to have killed Green Ash, but it actually came down to you or her. So
Glad we missed some of the conversations. But that is very satisfying.
yeah.
I think Dreadbark would like to help, kind of silently help Chardew necessaries with the remains of Green Ash. Saying some actual words or putting bullet-ridden remains at the root nearby plants or something, kind of silently go along whatever the appropriate ritual.
I think when you go to help him, he suddenly comes back to reality and goes to pick up Green Ash. And he says, I came here to find a branch witch that would help me remove the Lamentary from Oak Shadow. My plan has not changed, except now it is also Green Ash's Lamentary I shall seek to persevere. And he goes like pick up both the other Tree Lord and Green Ash as well. And he starts to walk off along that trail, and he says, come, I believe we shall find other Sylvaneth if we follow this pollution to its source.
Roger.
He says, I unfortunately agree with you, Master Vargi. I have seen firsthand what the guns of Greywater Fastness can do. I believe my fellow Sylvaneth are walking towards their death. They seek war with the city. I would ask that you help me intercept them and convince them otherwise. For the good of all.
Aye. For the good of all, we will help you.
A little dialogue box pops up when Vargi says that, saying, Dreadbark liked that.
Hey, listen. Yeah, and I think as well, I think we mentioned it can't remember if I mentioned it the week before as well, but Dreadbark and Gougethorn, you will have felt this discordant spirit song coming off of Oak Shadow and also Green Ash as well. And you get the feeling that if you didn't have the Soulbound power that you do, if you didn't have that portion of Sigmar's power flowing through you, you feel like you would have been swept up in this spirit song by now. This very strong hive mind pull towards violence and vengeance and destruction.
Oh. Is that feeling meaningfully different for Gougethorn versus Dreadbark? Or is it literally just...
I'm not entirely sure, but maybe if Gougethorn obviously feels it more strongly because his very nature is violence and war, and it's his clan as well, the Dreadwood clan.
Yeah, that's true.
But he was picked by Chardew because he was so individualistic. So for Sylvaneth,
Yes, Gougethorn. It seems to be pretty impassive and aggressive so far, but like you, if anything, seeming brooding and dangerous and like filled with rage. Like there's more built up resentment and power. Surface.
Yeah.
Having to yet another.
Yeah. So trekking the Sylvaneth Trail isn't very difficult. They've cleaved a pretty strong route through the land. Anyone can roll me a full 1 survival check if you're paying particular attention to the trail.
For one.
Whoa there, Klausy. Boy Scout.
He was a Boy Scout.
Yeah, so you can tell that the tracks of the Sylvaneth actually start to grow as you go. As kind of the War Grove is swelling with Sylvaneth heeding the call of this vengeful spirit song.
Blimey. They're growing in
Yes.
number.
Blimey.
They're growing in number. There's a lot of them.
And hang on a second. 51. Dun 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 dun. And as you are following the trail, you do happen to spot a sort of scouting party, sort of roaming choir of Sylvaneth. So roll me all a group stealth test.
Oh no.
Not good.
What DN?
A 4.
Yeah.
Let me just see what they're.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
A 1 and a 2.
Of course, I haven't written down their natural awareness.
Really get some invisibility spell or something, I think.
Can I like set up a volcano far away and create like a distraction?
Can you do like Snake when he's like Snake in a cardboard box? It's you in a volcano moving around.
I think the point of the cardboard box is unassuming, Volcanoes kind of catch the eye.
The volcano on wheels catches the eye.
That was the spell you were talking about that had like too much metal. That was like a moving volcano, wasn't it? That could like spit out.
Yeah, like a little
Basically.
volcano cannon.
Yeah, it sounds 3 metal though.
I rolled loads because I'm trying to roll for both characters. Comes up every.
Yeah.
You have to change below the chat box as he.
Oh shit, my bad. We'll take the first one is Dreadbark then.
Okay, so you got 1, 4, 7.
Go.
Which ones am I taking? Which Dreadbark one?
Oh, just the first one.
The first one, okay.
This is...
So 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay. So as you seek to hide from this roaming choir, you spot another branch wraith and 2 packs of dryads and also a fellow Spite-Revenant as well, roaming the Goulmane, and as you seek to hide, maybe it's charged you who's unable to hide very well, but they see you and she points scythe at you and screams a war cry in the spirit song. And you must fight.
Fight for your right.
The party.
We have a Lawrie and 2 Sylvaneth with us.
Yeah, what are we? Chop liver.
Chop liver.
Chop liver.
Chop liver.
Chop liver.
I don't know what that's saying. That's saying.
Gafflar, liver.
Flar.
To you, brothers and
Chop
sisters.
gafflar.
Good attack.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
down.
you're saying you're surprised they're attacking. I thought you were saying like, oh my god, that's where they're fucked.
I mean, you can use your turn to parlay.
Alright.
Right, initiative to Arden.
Cool beans. Right, you're saying branch wraith. So is that like a way branch witch?
I think I got confused between the two. They're actually 2 different things, but they're quite similar.
Branch Wraith is the guy on the right. The witch is the big one on the left, right?
The one on the right is a Spite-Revenant, like Gougethorn is.
Very
This is too upbeat.
Wait.
This is too sci-fi.
You get Treekin in this.
What is Treekin?
Like bigger than Branch Wraiths, but more than Tree Lords.
Kurnoth hunters. Like Dreadbark.
Bigger and bulkier than them.
You know. Is that a old world thing?
Yeah.
Not everything is 1-to-1 translated from old world.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise it'd be probably not worth creating a new setting. Right, initiative to Arden, or...
Right, so here we go. Ooh, let's go with a bit of... I love how I got the spell that like burns all metal and then it's just constant trees. It's been a wonderful investment, this spell I've gone with.
Yeah, if only it was there was like a Pokemon style element system.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. So I'm gonna go with, and then, so I'm just because you said a branch warlock, branch witch, but this one in red is pretty much the same thing, which is fort or.
This one here is the same as Gougethorn.
Oh god, I did wonder what was it. No, I mean, I'm drawing. No, over here. This,
That's the same as the one you just fought, pretty much.
cool. It's a spellcaster. So I'm going to...
Spellcaster. And then these are like
Spellcaster.
swarms of 5.
Yeah.
Like the one that you found that was been tortured, like them guys.
Lovely. Lovely. Well, I'm gonna use my hurricane spell and cast either hurricane zone here, which will make any long range attacks unable to come through, and they can't enter the zone unless they make an action. Use action to make a soul test. So that'll be good. And I'm going to use, which I so rarely use, my Saga of.
Emnity.
I can't remember what it's called. No. What do you think? That's what you think. No, my Saga of. My notes.
Delightful Agonies.
No, the Saga of Grimnir. No, Condemnation. That's the one. The counter tale of a spellcaster. Foolish enough to stand against the might of Grimnir's chosen. We don't have any spellcasters, do we? Oh, funny joke. Something we tell
Klaus.
a story of.
Klaus is spellcaster.
Yeah, but he always succeeds. This is a story of like one that failed to put off the other spellcasters. He's too successful.
He tried to turn that Troggoth to gold.
I tell the story of a time a wizard tried to knock out a guard with a lump of ice and summoned a mountain-sized ice balls and squished them. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it?
Never.
Cool. So that is a 6-1 test. Lie. Oh no! Oh, it's fine. Focus. Make it a 6-1. Phew. So yeah, that the complexity of any spell cast by any enemy within long range, it will include everyone out here currently.
Yep.
Is increased by 1.
Okay.
And then I will chant the Saga of Grimnir as well.
Did you say every enemy?
Every enemy, yes, it's not party focused.
Gotcha.
The enemy complexity of any spell cast by an enemy within long range is by 1.
Yeah.
And then Saga of Grimnir to buff people's damage. So that's the one. That one was rubbish. This one's got okay, right? Yeah, it's rubbish.
Oh dear.
No, that's too terrible. Everyone gets +1 damage.
Oh dear, just the one. +1 damage.
That is
They're like, we've heard this one before.
damn.
Right.
Cool, it's been done. But yes, remember they can't enter without taking action. So.
Right, gun in Vargs.
Vargi's gonna shoot at this chap.
Okay.
A regular old shot. What's the defense?
Good question. Is average.
It's average, and I'm just a regular old great at the moment. Yep. But that does translate into a pretty meaty 5 damage with 2 piercing. So 7. Oh, and the +1 damage. 8.
8 damage. Removing 2 armor effectively, or are you counting that as without
It's hang on.
total?
It's 5. It's +2 for the weapon. +1. Yeah, so it's 10 total.
He's dead.
All right. Let's shoot this guy.
Okay, that's swarm.
That's a swarm, is it? Okay. Let's shoot those guys.
Yeah.
Defense.
Probably average. Oh no, great actually.
Oh, yeah, that changes things. So that's 4s to hit.
They are great because they are a swarm. Impenetrable thicket is their
Ooh.
trait.
We'll see about that. Well, I was due a bad roll. So that's just the. We turn one of those into a 4, so it'd be 2 successes to 4 damage to 5 damage with 1 piercing. It still makes it to 6 damage on that terrible roll, which is pretty good.
6. Okay. So there's 1 left in that swarm.
Well, they were half right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Vargi's turn. He blows on his smoking barrels.
Yeah. Klaus, please.
I will give the gift of come on to Vargi.
Come on.
Away we go.
Some of the
I
4
will-
successes.
On Mystic Shield on Gougethorn, we can dive in.
Whew.
Yo.
You know what that percentage chart didn't take into account? Focus points.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Big difference.
That's wow. Yeah, so that's 4 successes of the gift of come on. Right? 'Cause
Come
focus-
on.
So you get 4 successes. So yeah.
And then 3 successes on the Mystic Shield.
Yeah.
The focus points are clutch.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
How much extra damage is that then?
Sorry.
How much extra damage does your Gift of Command give with your successes?
It's 1 plus, and then it's gonna be +3, +4 next turn, right?
It's plus 3.
Oh,
got
no,
3
it's gonna be
successes.
+2, +3.
Plus 3 successes, but doesn't it count as it's 2 successes to increase the damage again?
So it's only +2.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of the odd adding and then halving.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, but the Mystic Shield goes for 3 turns on Gougethorn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, solid. Yeah. So you get 2 plus damage next turn. Yeah. Nice.
Nasty. Alright. Fine. So, the Dryads are initiative 5.
Oh no.
Oh no, wait, she's not. She's initiative. Oh no, she's initiative 5 as well. So she will try and cast a spell to amplify her allies. She needs a 5-2 because.
Wait. Territorial. Your enemies pay for every inch they encroach upon you. Once per round, you can use free action to immediately make a melee attack against an enemy when it moves into close range of you.
Are you taking any tests to try and move into my whirlwind, are we? Mister?
You guys should remind me these rules happening because there's about 20 different.
I told you
things
that
going
before
on.
the start of the run. I cast a spell. I said you have to take a test to the whirlwind. I should have.
Yeah, that was about 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago. What I should have done is done a whirlwind. We can
You
get here,
are.
mate. Should have done a whirlwind. Is this a whirlwind or a cloud?
That's a whirlwind. Right. So what is it? Body test,
Can
I
you-
imagine.
It was, yes. Can you please take? I don't know. It was soul determination actually. They've got to use they've got to use an action as well, so they've got to use their action to make a soul determination test, opposed to my soul devotion.
Okay, well, they've only got 1 soul, so roll your devotion and we'll see if they can even pass.
With your devotion, I feel you burning love. I'm just doing DM. It's a result of my test against yours. I'm just rolling
Yeah.
regular. Yeah, cool. Wait. Oh shit!
So they might pass.
Yes. Well, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 1.
If I
That's
can,
awful.
they got 50% chance. Well, that one's not getting in, and that one's not getting in. So they don't manage to get in.
That
A
many
gentle
successes.
breeze holds them back.
Gentle breeze. Have you seen the shape of this tornado whirling around us? It's
Based on
terrifying.
your devotion test, I'd say it's pretty,
Oh right. Okay. Fair enough.
pretty
Fair
balmy
enough.
in here.
And they used an action doing that test as well, remember?
Yeah.
Trying to get past.
And the branch wraith does her roused to wrath spell, which gives them...
+1 difficulty.
Yep, I've already done it.
Yes.
And
Wait.
and it gives them +1 melee. Not that they'll be able to use it by next turn anyway. Initiative 4, or is it, I think it's initiative Sylvaneth now. Dreadbark and Gougethorn.
Don't know if anyone's at.
Yeah.
Okay. Gougethorn first, then. So many things here, and it's freaking me out. Leap. So, right, lunge. Leap, lunge, and you select your body. Melee weapons you will gain the reach trait if they do not already have it. Okay. Then. Okay, I'm just gonna just Gougethorn runs at the nearest dryad, flashes at them with his pointy hands.
Mikey, do they need to roll an action to get out of the cloud?
Oh no, they just aren't in, so they're just against it.
Oh, okay.
And I can maintain it with 1 metal every turn, so it's always there. So they'll need to do it again.
So
Nice.
make sure what things apply to this. Melee increases 1 step because I'm using melee weapon. Melee is great.
And there's one dryad left.
Unbridled Malice.
I don't think you need every talent.
Okay. Well, that dryad needs to make a DM for. Oh no, this happens after the damage. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna press that.
Typey, Mikey.
Type it.
What is their defense, please?
Okay. Just good now. They're not a swarm.
Good. 10. 3, 10.
Freeze, is it?
Freeze. And it's also slashing and rend.
He's dead.
I think that's for the best.
And your turn immediately ends as you, what's the phrasing? You torment it in its last dying moments.
Oh god, yeah, so that's malicious. Unbridled malice.
Unbridled.
Screaming at it, and it does. You get to roll some. It has to pass the test or be frightened, and the difficulty of the test is how much damage you did to it. Oh yeah, and the malicious tormentor. You delight in the pain and suffering you bring to others. Take your time, savoring every moment. Then immediately ends. Melee increases 1 step until the end of combat.
I have to say, it reminds me of a certain fella. I can't remember who's Korn something. Oh, Korn, yeah, that's the fella. That was very corny. Taking that much enjoyment in killing someone.
Where the
Splinters flow.
That's the end of Gougethorn.
Yeah.
So. Step 4. Take aim at this Branchwych here.
Just average defense, I think.
Accuracy up to herb.
It's a Purby.
Herby.
Is everyone using +1 damage as well? Sorry.
I don't know. Just done 1 attack, and Olly just said it was dead.
I'm down to my +1 damage, I think.
Let's say we were using +1 damage.
How do you erase things again? Trying to highlight.
You have to just
Alright,
select
so
it.
here's the shot.
Oh,
You have to big six.
Wow.
7 damage. Plus the damage from what's it? 8
8
damage.
on the branch witch wraith.
Branch rate.
Yep, she takes a shot, but she's not down.
And that is my that's my method.
Okay, did you just use it then?
Yeah, because it's an action to do the take aim,
Oh, right, gotcha.
and then I used to use the method, but on my next turn I can shoot.
Yeah, okay.
Aim.
My word, is it round 2? I don't think we've seen round 2 for a while.
What? Oh, they're not all dead.
Go on then, Sichuan.
Back in a minute.
Cool. Well, I'll use a metal to keep it going. I don't have to roll again. I think it's just free action.
Yeah.
Metal. Great, done. Cool. Keep that tomato blasting. Venerable skills.
Did you check out the rules for your icons, by the way, yet? Never mind. Never mind. I wonder if you even read my messages, you know.
I read them. Okay, I'll wait till after my turn to do my homework.
I'll find you the page.
I read them, but I didn't. Oh, you did. Oh, sorry. You did. Yeah, sorry. And I will. I think I'll just buff everyone. Keep everyone buffed. So I'm gonna roll for damage again. I'm gonna do better this time. This is gonna be great. This is really gonna like socks off. This is good. Oh, it's better. It's 3. Yeah, that's pretty good. 3 extra damage this turn. That's nice. I like that.
Blimey.
O'Reilly. So plus 3 damage. There you go. And then let's go with a million accuracy to make sure this hits as well. So Saga and actually, do you feel like the wide spell debuff knocked you off your perch a bit, or did you not really?
I rolled well.
Sure.
Yeah, I rolled 4 5s. So.
I'll do it now. I'll do that again actually, because it's a bit of everyone's doing good damage now. So let's try and roll 6-1 to increase that difficulty. Yeah. That continues as well. So it's +1 complication for enemy spells. Oh.
Nice.
Cool. Now to
Yeah, different icons. There's one that can give you +1 on entertain tests. One that lets you spend a metal to unbind spells using entertain.
okay.
There's one that increases your defense 1 step if you don't move on your turn.
Okay.
There's one that gives you and your allies with short range +1 armor against magical weapons and spells.
These all sound quite good.
I don't know where these are.
Demon Steel, page 64. Go on, Vargi.
Vargi will shoot at the swarm.
Yes.
It was. Wait, are we +1 accuracy at the moment?
I don't think so.
No. Okie dokie. Yeah. That's going to be 4 successes, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage thanks to Klaus's golden bullets.
And 3 damage from my Saga of
And
Grenade.
that.
The total is.
That'll be. Hang on. It's +3 total, right? Or did you do a ridiculous?
It's just
Saga?
yes, 3 total.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me do that again. 5, 8, 10.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
Nice.
Blessed golden bullets.
And
Scythe them down.
I don't think it's even possible with your base damage of 2 and your extra damage of 3 to even fail to kill the branch wraith, so she's dead as well.
Wow.
Da-na-na-na. All right.
Something
Really,
min-max.
really, really sweating,
Something, you guys buffed me.
Yeah. Let's be honest. The whole party is a min-max situation.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't think I am this time. Usually I do.
Hey,
I'm not-
neither.
You're a min-max for the party.
Yeah, you're either buffing the damage or you're dealing the damage.
I feel that's true.
I think Klaus and Sichuan give so much buffs, and the zone control as well, like protecting the whole zone.
That's true. I am. I quite like. Yeah, I like the expanding that.
Whilst Vargi and Dreadbark can just blast everyone apart, and Gougethorn can just have fun tormenting
people. Gouch was there just to
flitting around, having a nice time.
Yeah.
Just there statistically torturing whoever he chooses in the zone.
Yeah. And typing KS in chat.
Oh.
GG easy.
Because he's such a mid laner.
Gougethorn would definitely take.
You skill diff. Mid diff. Yeah. To be fair, he is
toxic.
To be fair, he would be the jungler.
Oh yes.
Vargi, Klaus probably bot lane.
He's
I think so.
He's your friend
Red
who's like
Bark top
several
lane.
leagues above you, but you play with anyway. and
That's
he's
actually
carries.
a perfect spread.
Yeah, although is Klaus or Sichuan support or mid?
Klaus is mid. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's more damagey, aren't you? And support like magical.
But I could see Klaus being a. Who's the old man with the time machine on his back?
Zillion.
Zillion. I want to go for a Zillion guy.
Go for a Zillion. Cool. So you managed to make your way through the Gairan jungle and back through the Ghoul-Mere, following Chardew, and after travelling for about a day, you see you crest a rise and you see Brynner's farm in the distance. You're back, and
Do we know where we're going, or we just actually accidental we've done that?
you kind of knew that they were heading towards the city, so you knew that you were coming back to this, but not necessarily Brynner's farm. And you can see outside of Brynner's farm there's like a swarm of Sylvaneth fighters, and you can see atop the walls there are grey cap soldiers firing down at them. And Chardew stops you all and says, "Pay a look. My brother, our leader, must be here. We can convince him to end this, and the clan shall heed him. My siblings are angry enough to kill. That does not mean they deserve to die. Promise me you will take no more Sylvaneth life today."
Sichuan to the floor. Also, I ain't promising that.
Don't know if that's a promise that we can keep. And I would never sign a contract that I was not willing to honour.
Chardew display increases.
Oh well.
Not oh well, don't ignore the game mechanics.
No, I mean to be fair.
Well, no, I
if
mean,
we're attacked by Sylvaneth, we're not going to not defend ourselves, are we?
that was, that's Milo saying, "Oh well." Like, what you could do? What you could do? I can't promise that.
Well, I didn't say anything. I just looked at the floor. That's diplomacy.
I think
Classic.
someone needs to take Chardew to a side and just counsel him for a bit, just see what is on his mind.
That
Have a
seems
cup
like,
of tea with him.
that seems like a Klaus kind of job.
Not
Yeah.
today.
Very
Look-
much the counselor of the group.
Look, Chardew. We want to play a role-playing game, which includes fighting. So, simply not going to listen to you.
Look, Chardew, I'm afraid I won't sign a contract that says I will
This
just
is
allow
it.
myself to perish if attacked.
Oh, you've
In this
got...
roleplay game,
Have you
my
got...
character wishes to live.
Oh, well.
You hear me, Cubicle 7?
Yeah. I mean, I did think they were reaching a little bit when they we're imagining this pretend party that would not want to kill things.
It's a nice idea that they might try
Even-
not to or try to avoid killing, but it's a big promise to say that you won't.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are ways not to.
Sure, no, like mechanically it might be possible, but if you're picturing the party of adventurers who have just come through a series of many situations where they must fight to survive, it's I think for Vargi, it's not callous to say I can't make that promise. It's just honest.
And what did the two Sylvaneth say?
Gougethorn released absolutely nothing. Dreadbark was already of a mind to try to. That fight, they literally screamed bloody murder.
There is the action to parlay in combat.
Oh, I thought that was a talent.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just an action.
Okay.
To do like a guile test or whatever.
Good to know.
Well, okay. In Dreadbark probably said something like,
And also retreat is also an action.
Yeah, but in that scenario, I feel like if they're attacking us and we can defend ourselves pretty happily, why aren't we just going to kill them?
Yeah, I mean that just points towards the moral bankruptcy of the characters, not so much like
Well,
the
no,
game
it's
mechanics.
Like someone comes at me with a knife in real life, and I've got a knife.
The
You won't feel as bad.
stakes are high.
What
though,
if you're a
right?
powerful wizard and you can actually, like Chardu, you can actually the benefit of not spilling blood.
RG was sat there the entire time watching us and, getting attacked.
Yeah.
Dreadbark promises everything he can to harming any more.
Yeah, I think he just nods at you as if that was expected, but the despair still rises. As you kind of approach the battlefield itself, you see the towering form of Pale Oak, the Tree Lord, smashing through the main gate of Brinner's farm, and heading inside with a troop of dryads and Spite-Revenants. That was Oak Shadow.
Oh, sorry.
So
Big bad one that outed it.
that's Pale Oak, yeah.
The Chad.
It's the Chad Sylvaneth. Okay, so what is your plan for reaching him?
What is the reality again? Sorry. So he's attacking British farm. He just come out of the. How far away?
You're in the Goulmere, so there's no woods nearby, but you're at a distance where you haven't entered the field yet. So no one has noticed you, but you need to get basically to Pale Oak.
Dreadbark will ask Guardian, my lord, is there any way you could talk Pale Oak down from the attack? I know of no way we could have a better chance. Without budget. Chance still, but
says, if I can get to Pale Oak, then I will do my best to convince him to stand down. End this.
Some kind of distraction.
Giant wooden rabbit.
Illusory boat or volcano. Both are very good instructions.
So I think the Sylvaneth party members will know. Well, they will like have the thought that they can, if they can kind of join in the spirit song, they will actually be able to travel through the Sylvaneth unharmed as one of them towards Brenner's farm.
Right. Well, I suppose we'll just happen it. But would Charge you not also know that? So could he not just approach anyway?
Yes, but he wants you to come with him
Okay.
to help him convince Pale Oak.
Then I guess Dreadbark tends to Gougethorn the rest of the party. We can get Charge you to Pale Oak safely without starting the fight early. There may still be fighting, but this is our last and best chance at getting their leader away from the battle without. Okay, stay here. Go do.
Good plan. And one that will minimize bloodshed, I hope.
Gougethorn enthusiastically consents.
Enthusiastically.
Can I submit that promise now? Oh, it is too late. Okay, so the rest of the party, your plan is to sit and wait, or you try to get into Brenner's farm another way, or start blasting?
I think Vargi would probably just wait.
Well, last time we were here, we walked to the front door and it went very badly.
Yeah, under very different circumstances, but yeah.
Right.
There's currently a battle going on already, so you're kind
that is
of
true.
got the element of surprise.
I'm sure I made a note about like next time as well.
That was very very forward thinking.
No. I'll find them.
So you're sitting there as well? Fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll take the cube. Yeah, out.
Earlier you had that tunneling spell.
Oh yeah, that's a tunneling spell. Thank you very much. No, sorry, I've got a melt metal spell against all wooden enemies. It's fine.
Klaus?
I roll intuition if there's any like good points to kind of sneak through, or maybe easier points to get.
Yeah, sure.
What DN would that be?
Just 4. Is it 4? 4-2?
Nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, so maybe as you're sort of looking at Brenner's farm, you see perhaps where they had the cow creatures in their paddock, and then you can kind of make out like a way that has quite a bit of cover where you could get to maybe one of the side palisades. around the back of the town.
Nice.
And maybe there's some like grey caps on like nearby who would be able to give you covering fire as well.
All right. Well, I'll kind of relay that to the party and kind of say that got maybe any more sneaky members? Maybe they can go up front and try and
Not me.
try and get up first. Looks like there's some grey caps able to lay down suppressing fire up ahead. Maybe Vargi could help him with that.
I'll be
Show them
in
how to aim.
position, but I don't. You see all this gear here? It's not especially conducive to sneak around.
Yeah, true. You need to muffle your boots. It's a muffling attachment.
Oh, he had to take the mufflers out to increase the power output. It seemed the first,
yeah.
most obvious thing to remove.
Hey.
Is that like the Space Marine, the Phobos Marines?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. If I try and sneak ahead to that farm, but does anyone want to try and come up with me, or shoot anything that tries to shoot me before it shoots me?
It doesn't sound like anyone was.
I'll hang back for a bit as well, and then.
Is there any way I can help but like not impede? I don't want to go like be moving at far enough distance back that I don't have to roll any stealth checks. I can still be helped if something goes wrong.
Yeah, if you made a tunnel.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Is the floor made of metal? I can melt my way through the fucking ground.
Fall through it with a volcano.
No, I've got a melty spell. I can like melt my hand. Oh. I haven't had a chance to use it yet.
I'll hang back for a bit and just see what happens then.
Sorry, I love a sneak around, but I've got
That's fine.
I've got no way to help. Or certainly fail.
We're trusting them.
All right.
All right. Klaus, roll me a stealth check.
Oh no, I'll just hang back. My stealth's awful. I was only gonna push up if
Okay, fine.
yeah.
All right. So Sylvaneth chaps. And you go with Chardew, carrying the body of Oak Shadow and Green Ash. And you resonate with the warlike spirit song. Again, your soulbound nature just about stopping you from sort of surrendering to it and starting to charge towards the fleshy humans yourselves. But you follow Pale Oak's party through the gates of Brenner's farm. Yeah, perhaps you get some sort of weird looks pointed towards Chardew as well. But you kind of intimidate the sort of the lower Sylvaneth, like the Dryads, to not pay them any mind. So as you head through the gates, you see that large sections of the walls lie in ruins. Climbing vines growing at accelerated speed crack the foundations and sneak around the supports of buildings. Harsh jade light flickers from inside the ruins, casting a tree lord's crowned shadow across the party's path. And inside you see 6 grey caps making a final stand. And you can see in the middle as well, Corporal Steelwater is among them. And as you see Pale Oak go towards him, and he's kneeling. And as you get closer, you see that he's holding like several grey caps in a puddle of like pollution-stained mud. And there's a branch wraith next to him. And you can hear Pale Oak like chanting something in the spirit song, and the branch wraith next to him is like translating it to the grey caps, and they're saying, "A punishment to fit your crime. Drink." So do you interrupt? Do you say anything?
Wouldn't want
Dreadbark
to
or
harm these
Gougethorn?
guys.
You should have been. You should have been there where Chardy was talking about after the fight with the flesh hounds, when he was talking about fighting an enemy that only gets stronger as you fight it. There was a lot of foundation laying of the morality of this situation that you all missed.
Oh,
Half the
sorry.
party missed. And it's like, oh, who are we killing? Who are we killing? Oh, right, yeah, that's the bad guy. Let's kill him.
He's not like that. He just didn't want to make a promise that he knew he couldn't kill if he was forced into a situation to defend himself.
Yeah, no, but it's like, oh, he's doing something evil, so therefore he deserves to die. It's like the
Yes.
who are the guys in the last thing as well, the Shadow Coil people as well. They were like,
They always confuse me. I can never deal.
he picked a pocket. Kill him. They all
It
need to die.
sometimes, yeah.
That was oh come on! It was never like that. They were doing
They
scrupulous
always
shit.
pick a pocket and then try and stab you, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I'm going to stab you more. There you go.
And then they're like all trying to gaslighting of the highest order. So
Gaslighting.
Sylvaneth, they see us as a corruption, though, don't they? They're trying to remove us.
They
Or
are
at least
trying to
the
commit a
human.
genocide, to be fair.
Yeah.
This one's probably on the morality scale. Like, you know.
Is it a genocide or is it like a normal war, like fighting against
It is
an
genocide
enemy
if they
that's
wanna
trying to
wipe
kill
out-
them?
They want to wipe out an entire species. I think that's.
I'd say
literally
It's
the
not.
definition,
It's not.
right?
It's not a
Slightly more than-
species. It's destroying a city that's corrupting the.
Yeah, I mean,
The environment.
They see all
That's fair.
humans as the plague, right? By this point,
No, they don't.
Who?
that seems
no, it's
the
a fair,
message I'm getting.
it's a fair
On
point.
YouTube. What? Just no.
What was that dryad we just killed saying to us? We're a stain on this planet.
Yeah,
some shit.
the city is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm
People
tied,
say-
I'm a human. I'm in tied with the great.
No, that's like
cats.
saying. That's like saying. Like London is a stain in the English countryside. Doesn't mean kill all the Londoners. It means.
Dave.
It means not so much production and pollution, please.
Yeah. I don't agree with their methods though. They're killing my
Yeah,
countrymen.
they're not holding placards, are they?
Yeah, they're not really, they're not going about it the nice way.
Yeah, maybe you should read stuff about like oppressors versus oppressees and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The morality of that.
Dreadbark shout.
But
Let the humans go. This will not end where you think it will end.
okay,
That's how.
yeah. Roll me a guile or intimidation test.
They're both shit.
Yeah, you only need to get 1 6.
Oh, only one.
So it is possible.
Oh, we're doing well. Great.
Make it a 5 because you're a Sylvaneth.
Oh, here it is.
Close. I'm assuming you've got no training in it either. No.
What?
um.
That was a joke.
Yeah. You've only got 1 left still.
Yeah.
So Pale Oak just like looks at you as he's still holding down these grey caps until they, yeah, like they drown in the pollution. Shardu lays Oak Shadow and Green Ash at Pale Oak's feet. And Pale Oak inclines his head in the barest suggestion of a nod. Dreadbark and Gougethorn would realise that this is like because the only excuse to return from exile would be to return the Lemon-Tiri. That's Payloak being like your presence here is justified. Okay. Chardew says, "Brother, I beg of you, do not break the truce with the city. It will destroy us." And then Pale Oak speaks through the spirit song, and then the branch wraith next to him like translates as before and says, "They broke the truce, not us. They declared war on our soil, our water, our air, our sunlight. They murdered our ancestors' memories, and the worst part is they did it by accident. We have every right to answer them in kind." And Palo like, huh?
Answer them in kind. I also by accident.
Yeah. They're going to make a big polluting tree. Ah, there you go.
Strange idea of moral equivalence. Much worse because it was deliberately.
Chardew and Pale Oak going to start communicating in the spirit song. Dreadbark and Gougethorn, you'll know from their tone that these are kind of old familiar wounds between the two tree lords. It's like an old debate that they've had hundreds of times. Finally, Chardew turns aside, his fists clenched in frustration and disgust, and he says, "If you will not listen to me, then at least listen to them." He gestures to you two, and then he says to you, "He agreed to peace once. Surely he can do so again." It's all on you, Dreadbark and Gougethorn, played by one person.
I don't know how Gouge. Just. I don't know if I'm equipped for this tonight. I don't know how Gouge saw any of them.
Yeah, I don't think any of us know. He's too new. But he's loyal to Chardew and he wants the peace to happen. That's kind of his big goal. He'll support you what you say, Dreadbark, I think, essentially.
Yeah, Gouge Thor probably goes along the lines of like I'm all about the killing. You know, I love a good bit of killing. Be very angry about the extensive damage my grove and all our siblings here. Very angry, but we have higher aims than that, and this war is not going to get more killed. And Dreadbark, I guess, says we only just begun to attempt to reconciliation. Smoke stain mortals live inside. Seek it, we must. Because if you make war on Greywater, not only will you and will our brothers and sisters die in ever greater numbers, bitter this foul swamp there, or there will be no closer re-establishing nature, greater strength across sent here by Ariel, foster peace, alliances between Earth and other peoples. Not least because there are still greater evils out there in this horrible realms of ours, and we better to fight against them together. Whereas you do this to avenge realistically a few Sylvaneth. Grand scheme of things, you bring doom upon it. Take a step and allow us, strange, plucky little band of heroes with power vested, find the other way, the third way. Wins peace, that wins perhaps a better compromise for natural world around here, and doesn't get you all killed. That's possible, but only if you stop now.
So it's supposed to be an extended test to convince him to stop fighting. But I think because you are not only Sylvaneth, but also just the Sylvaneth as well, he's not irritated by the presence of the machine men, the metal workers. I think because of the quality of the speech, and I think as well your sort of past exploits that he knows of, saving that dryad, mottled. I've lost the page. Mottled leaf. He knows of your. He knows what you're saying is genuine. That you do actually want to keep this peace. He kind of sends you this feeling of the anger being kind of contained and kind of a kind of an agreeance, but kind of not a regretful, but kind of a reluctant acceptance of your words. And all of a sudden the Sylvaneth stop fighting, but the sound of the Sylvaneth fighting is gone, and Pale Oak starts to walk towards the gate of Brynner's Farm and leave, and the branch wraith beside him says to you both, says, Pale Oak, our Lord, wishes what you wish. We want those responsible for killing the Lamentiri. And we also want to prevent further Sylvaneth corruption and experimentation and torture from the city. And they say, our Lord would like to give you an ultimatum. You will bring a delegation from the city to Holdfast Bridge in 3 days hence. And we shall discuss terms for a new peace. But somehow we have a feeling that the city wants this war as much as the Sylvaneth. "3 days, or we shall tear the one road apart and watch the city starve."
How rude.
All right. And as the Sylvaneth kind of leave in almost eerie silence, they sort of stalk away and meld into the distance. And the the grey caps kind of watch them and like almost like dumbstruck, like they've survived. They can't believe that they've survived the fight. Corporal Steelwater comes up to you, Dreadbark. I don't think she's met Gougethorn, but she comes up to you, Dreadbark, and she's like, "Thanks, Sigmar, that you turned up when you did. I don't know where you've been or what you've done, but we owe you our lives."
Well, likely to have a job. You're likely to have a chance to pay back the debt in the next 3 days. A lot of persuading.
She nods and says, "Aye, despite nearly being torn apart by them, I still believe in peace between our two people, so you can count on me if you need support with that delegation."
Dreadbark doesn't throw up a big woody thumb.
Throw up a big woody. So Sichuan, Vargi, Klaus on the hill, you see the Sylvaneth begin to leave. You jump into a bush to hide from them.
How heroic.
Oh, sorry, I mean you stand your ground and you open fire.
Yes.
They've entered my zone. Oh, you hide in a cloud.
And you hide in a whirlwind, yeah, exactly.
Oh, it must be one of those Goldmane whirlwinds. Just a whirlwind of mud.
Hurricane, sorry. Well, now I have to look up. Is it hurricanes? What they do in a whirlwind?
Is it hurricane water?
Ooh. Oh, a cyclone as well. Jesus.
Cyclone. They're all types of missile launchers, aren't they?
Cyclone versus typhoon versus hurricane versus tornado.
Hail strike.
I'll get back to you shortly. But yeah, no, we know that we jump and hide in the bush. That's very cartoony. I don't know. Something a bit more dignified. Can't think what that would be right now.
Jump in a ditch.
Sure. Better.
Yeah, and Chardew actually goes with he picks up Oak Shadow and Green Ash and goes with Pale Oak as well, and the rest of the Sylvaneth.
Hailing his fellows. Whether he'll fight or anything.
Well, he
He'll back off on his own and wherever he wanders.
Well, he says to you, doubts he can be any help within the city, and he'll do what he can from the Sylvaneth side to kind of promote the peace and try and build support for that. Make sure it's not just a waste of time on their part. Yeah. And he still needs to find a branch wraith to sort of harvest the Lamenteria as well. So he's still very much on the same objective as you, but just from the other side, basically.
Vincent. Okay. I'll work for that first.
Yep.
Are you still there?
Yes.
Sorry, it's just I can't see anyone. Or rather, I can't see Milo.
Yeah.
I've tried refreshing my video so many times. I've now just given up.
Yeah.
I mean, what a speech!
Yeah.
That's
Not
my
much to say.
takeout.
Yeah.
The power of words.
We've got 3 days to convince the other side now, basically, more or less.
Yeah, I hope you got another one of those in your back pocket.
So their only real,
Take a turn. I
so
don't-
their
don't mind
bargain.
doing the fucking alchemist dwarves.
I mean, do we have? We probably need to establish a bit more specifics of how to find the compromise, right? Because like, can't necessarily just walk into Greywater and be like, shut it all off. There's somehow that there's a solution where there's no longer a poisonous level of pollutant.
So yeah, so you don't have to come up with the small print of the whole peace treaty, but you will have to convince certain people from like delegates to actually go out and take part in that.
We're basically hosting an environmental summit.
Pretty much, yeah. This is COP 2.
Yeah.
Their bargaining chip is they have access to the road that feeds the city, and they can just destroy it. That's their kind of
leverage.
Then that's their play. Anyone can do that. We can do that.
Well, are we going to threaten to shut off the city now?
I'm just saying more like it's not very like I don't know. That can happen at any point. It's the classic giving in to threats, right? Because anyone can just walk up and go, "Oh, I'm gonna block the road, mate." Surely we just find a way to
Not
like,
yeah.
what's the word?
There's a difference between various groups who can be destroyed compared to like a whole people who blend in with the jungle and command the jungle and stuff. So
because I was in a compromise. Is what's the word? Take away the gun. Like
burn the jungle down.
No, like surely if we just find a different another solution. It must if we talk to the people in the fastness about what other options they have, they kind of put all their eggs in this one basket. If they have any other plans they're working on, if we find a different route to take away the importance of the road, then we kind of disarm the threat. No, it's not a bad way to start. To be diplomatic about it.
Yeah, I don't know if like the only other thing I can think of is like gyrocopters or whatever they're called, like flying the goods to the realm gate, but it's probably not as.
We do have a people who are pretty good at that.
We're not going to make green energy in 3 days.
Well, no, we still don't worry. Well, I would say also we could use it as a bluff as well. Come back and say like blow up the road, see if we can. But one of those as well. I would say it's the back pocket thinking. For now.
Back pockets to avoid peace. I like your thinking.
I think
United States.
The next 3 days to work out a way to kill the Chad tree, kill Pale Oak.
And they're now using Brenner's Farm as their that's their main base now because it was taken over by. Oh,
they left. As I said, they left.
Sorry, I missed that.
There were great apps there, and they'll hacking because of.
So they've got there's no like central hub. They're just everywhere. So
Not that we know of them.
Well, sure, I know.
So you do get back to Greywater fastness. Probably end up doing it next time, but I think you can attempt to convince 2 NPCs per day. So it's 6 attempts. Corporal Steelwater's already happy to do it, so that won't need much convincing.
This is just to take part in the discussion, not like get them on side of a particular plan. It's just literally to get them to come along.
Well, it's to get so they will have different viewpoints. Either that they are for the peace, of like improving the situation between the two factions, or they will be for the status quo, like let's just stop fighting and go on as always, like uneasy peace, what they had before. And then there's, well, and there might be some who are actually for the war. So
we don't want to bring them.
it sounds like some of you do, to be honest. But
I always Sichuan
I
instead.
say Klaus. All of us seems to have the clearest head and the most. Really across all of the different interests.
Well, it helps. He's
Yeah.
not a dwarf or a Sylvaneth. That's probably a good start.
Talk about Klaus.
Yeah.
You got
Who
clout,
else?
mate. I have one guile, if that helps. Not to metagame.
and a fiery icon and a fiery axe.
Oh, this fucking icon! I didn't find them. I can't see what.
+1 for pissing off the Sylvaneth.
Well, I mean,
made from a Sylvaneth.
wait, but who's pro the war then? Surely our Sylvaneth boys are on the side of let's stop all this pollution nonsense.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Maybe about what compromises can be reached and what compromises are characters.
Sure, Vargi will be able to write up a contract of sorts.
He's tried a few times, but no one seems to be up for his contract negotiation.
I have a feeling this contract will be necessary.
Vargi absolutely like the notary, the legal chronicler.
Yeah, I
He's
will
going to find himself applying his knowledge of, negotiating materials agreements to writing up a peace treaty and be like, it's probably about the same.
Yeah, I think as well, like an important thing to note as well is that the whole like pollution runoff situation is actually quite easily avoidable for the city of Greywater if they turn their, like most things in real life, if they turn their attention to it and their efforts to it, they could easily do it. But they don't do it because it's all about productivity and profit for them. And the best way to maximize profit is just to put all the toxins and all the runoff like somewhere else. Who cares? So it could quite easily be fixed if they wanted it to.
We shall make it so.
I don't want you to pretend, because I know something. You sounded like you're like, well, what could be done? We need to make stuff, right, guys?
So it's less about finding a solution, convince them to do the solution.
Yeah.
Well, the first idea that crops against my mind basically happen in real life is instead of convincing people that like on for just for its own sake, that's really bad and it's bad that all wildlife. We find proof that it's harmful to actual people, especially young, vulnerable, high prestige.
You greenwashing?
Whatever the little white blonde girl of this universe is. To demonstrate that it's harmful to her, and we're fucking laughing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
And surely, like the act of losing the road, the economic impact or the productive impact is be way more than if they just figure out a different way to deal with their waste.
I think there's a strong case to be made for those that would be swayed by that argument.
Nice. And are we going to get like a shopping list of NPCs we can recruit, or should we have more hours?
So I can remind you of the ones who you've already met. So there's obviously the people in the council. So there's Goldmane Llaradoc, and the other two councillors that you spoke to, Astrid Tavir and Onderan Emblin. You could also consider Anastasia Everlark as well.
She took over the farm.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's not at the farm anymore.
I'm assuming that she sort of like retreated to the city when Sylvaneth attacked,
Yes.
but
Yeah, so it seems so.
yeah.
Alright, Anastasia. Oh, fancy I made.
But yeah. So that is 3, 4, 5 total who you know.
Yeah.
There's the cow butcher who gave you those free sandwiches.
Oh, she seemed very
the Italian beef sandwiches.
Italian beef sandwich.
The
lady?
Chicago beef sandwiches.
Does she have a prominent role in the council? Some kind of lordship, or
I don't know. I'm not sure anyone will listen to her, to be honest. But
does she own? What depends on the sandwich.
she'd be pro, more wildlife, more green grass from the cows.
More beef for the sandwich, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Bit of a task ahead.
Yeah, so you can do two per day, so that you should be able to talk to all of them in time. But you have to work out if they're people who you even want there in the first place or not.
So, cyclones are large storm systems, and tropical cyclones are larger versions of that. Actually, hurricanes and typhoons, it just depends on which they come from the west or the east. They're exactly the same. Hurricanes and typhoons, just west or east, severe tropical cyclones, and a tornado is a small hurricane. It's just wind.
Tornado is a small hurricane.
Yeah.
What's a Sharknado then?
Well, I think it goes without saying.
Ah.
If you use your logic, it's
small
it's
windy shark
and shark together in beautiful harmony.
Shark with a bad hair day.
Yeah.
That class has again, like adding elements, create new elements. Start with like dirt, and drag water, dirt, and you mud, and then drag mud onto